This sounds like a scene from Saving Private Ryan.
Oh my God, why?
There's no therapist that can treat the effects of that.
Ah, Christ.
In what world is that not crazy enough? Multiple teeth go flying from her face. If this story does not end with Spencer being in a maximum security facility for the rest of his life, I'm going to burn my laptop. That is the most horrific thing I think I've ever heard. If you listen to that last story and you actually want more of this series, I'm worried for you. Would you look who it is? You're here. You're back. Again. Everyone's told you not to, but you're here and you're back. Everybody check in. Say hi. I'm here. Okay, now that we've done roll call. Oh my God, this series is taking years off of my life. Oh my God. You clearly don't get it, right? Like, clearly you don't understand. I'm losing sleep over these stories. And from what I'm seeing in the YouTube comments, you like that. It doesn't make sense why the most disturbing stories you've ever heard in your entire life are the thing you look forward to on Friday afternoons. Why? Why is that the case? I need someone to take a minute and explain it to me. Go in the comments. We will wait. If I see even one person who has a good reason for enjoying this series in the comments, I will respond and I will admit defeat. But I'm not gonna admit defeat because there's no goddamn reason for you all to enjoy this series this much. All of you. Every single one of you, hey, you're at home, you're gonna be studied clinically in 10 years. When we're on episode 9,000, and you all have created a new mental health issue called I Like Classroom Horror Stories. That's what's gonna happen, okay? There's gonna be a TLC TV show, TLC. There's gonna be a TV show about you guys, and it's gonna do these little interviews and be like, why did you like that? And you'd be like, 'cause I'm psychotic. I don't get you all. I don't understand. Is this a generational thing? I don't know. What am I? I'm a millennial. Is this a are you guys Gen Alpha? What generation watches this? That would be really interesting. Okay, I need you guys to do something for me. In the comments, I need one person to be the generational representative. Go in there and comment Gen Alpha, like this. Gen Z, like this. Millennials, like this. And we're gonna see which one has the most likes in the comments so that we can find out what generation actually enjoys this. And if it's my generation, I'm gonna be deeply upset. All right, a little bit of housekeeping before we get moving. First and foremost, if you like this series and you enjoy listening to me talk, you'll probably enjoy my podcast. On Mondays, I host the No One Asked for This podcast. I have a bunch of guests on there. I talk mental health. I talk ridiculous stories. You guys will love that. Go check it out on Mondays. Second, I'm running the London Marathon in about a little under 2 months. I'm running with a company that's called Release Recovery Foundation. They provide mental health services and addiction services to people who wouldn't be able to afford them. So I'm trying to raise money to help their cause. So if you scan this QR code, it'll bring you over to where you can give a donation. You don't have to do anything crazy, but anything, a dollar or two would mean the world. The goal is $6,000. That would be insane, but anything will help. And last but not least, I got sent a very interesting DM. I got sent a bet from a follower. And I think this is the most ridiculous bet I've seen yet. This person said if you hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube by the beginning of May, you need to do a 12-hour-long stream dressed as the Lorax. And in a moment of impulse, I didn't even think. I just responded immediately and I said, bet. And if there's one thing I'm a man of my goddamn word. So when I told this person that I'll bring it up on the next Classroom Horror Stories, here I am. Did I wake up with night sweats last night? Yes, but no one can tell me I'm not up for a bet. So if you're gonna clip this and post it somewhere, do it. Let's see what you got. I'm not afraid of you. Aside from the deep fear I have about you all. Yeah, I'm not that afraid of you. I don't think so. But listen, it's game time. We're gonna run it. Episode 58 of Classroom Horror Stories. Let's get it. All right, this one is just titled Football. Hello, you husky orange keeper of the trees. Husky's a new one. Husky's a very new one. I hate that adjective. That's a tough one. My name is Adriana, and I have a story from when I was in elementary school in London. Global. Do the global dance. Do the global dance, do it! As almost anyone knows in the UK, football is the most popular sport in the country. I have heard that. I've always wanted to go to a football game in London. I feel like that'd be a lot of fun. Because of this, each year our school would have a students versus teachers football match at a local stadium. That's awesome. I love it. I was in a student versus teachers basketball game when I was teaching high school, and I still can't feel my Achilles, so yeah, same thing. The entire school would show up and cheer on a group of elementary schoolers who would play against the teachers. It was even nationally broadcasted one year. That's sick. The match had started and the teachers realized very quickly that the students were much more advanced in the sport than they had thought. This year, the teachers made a bet with the students that if they won the match, they would be able to have an extra hour of outdoor time every single day. So the students were very incentivized to win this game. I'm trying to think of like my undiagnosed ADHD when I was a kid, and yeah, this would work. This would work. I'd run my ass off. The teachers had made this bet without confirming with the principal of the school, and they knew that if they lost, they would end up in trouble. Why is it just like the Wild West in some of these schools where teachers are just like,
yeah, let's just try anything.
The teachers started playing much more seriously than at the start of the game. It started to become a very close game until the kick happened. Why did you bold and capitalize the kick? I don't like that. That made my stomach hurt. I don't like that at all. Ever since this happened, we refer to it as the kick around the school. Yep, that's making it worse. The goalie of the teachers team was Miss Laura Lee. She was a math teacher and she was very disrespectful to the students. One very talented student was given a foul shot against Miss Laura Lee. I don't know if this is like a you have a big forehead so you know that you'd be the one getting kicked in the head situation, but
I think that I know where this is going.
the student kicked the ball faster than I've ever seen someone kick, and the ball went directly at Miss Laura Lee's face. I was in the classroom for too long. It hit her as if she had been shot in the forehead. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. In that moment, you saw her head slam back and you could see multiple teeth go flying from her face. Did they shoot this ball out of a cannon? This sounds like a scene from Saving Private Ryan. Why is this happening to a teacher? She was bloodied and lying on the ground, and the crowd genuinely thought she was dead. Oh my God. Miss Laura Lee ended up having all but 4 teeth knocked out of her mouth. You'd never see me again. No, I would be an accountant a week later. No way. For the rest of the year, everyone told her that it looked like she was in a hockey game instead of a football match. Yikes. Now she has the same smile as you. I'll have you know that my teeth look like they were thrown in my mouth, but they are all there, ma'am. I hope you read this in episode 58, PS 67. What did I do to you to deserve this? Do you know how many people are about to clip that and put it all over social media? That's tough. Well, Adriana, thank you for starting us off horribly. Next. All right, this one is called Grandpa. What's with the weird titles of these stories? It's not even that they're weird, they're just like very subtle and it makes your brain kind of run, right? It makes you think the worst is gonna happen. What's up, Mr. J? How's Cindy Lou Who?
I don't like that.
This is a story from when I was in 4th grade. I had a teacher named Miss Sylvia. Miss Sylvia was pretty well known around the school for being a good teacher, so when I found out that I was in her class, I was very excited. When I walked into the room the first day, Miss Sylvia started taking attendance and learning everyone's names. When she got to my name, she looked at the paper a little more closely. She looked up and said my last name, and I put my hand up. My last name is Davis. She looks at me and goes, "Any relation to Terrence Davis?" Okay. Terrence Davis is my grandfather, so I told her, yes, that's my grandfather. She immediately got extremely upset and was in a bad mood for the rest of the period. What did your grandfather do? What? Your grandfather did Miss Sylvia dirty, I fear. Jesus. Oh, God. The whole situation kind of went away until the end of November when we were getting ready to go for Thanksgiving break. Miss Sylvia told me that she needed me to come after school to talk to her about something.
Yikes.
She told me that she had a note. She explained that I'm not allowed to open it, and I had to give it straight to him and not ask any questions. Obviously, being a curious kid, I immediately opened it as soon as I got out of the school. Honestly, yeah. Why wouldn't you? You can't tell a kid, like a kid is going to do the opposite of what you ask them to do. For instance, I asked people to stop sending this series to everyone so that I don't have to keep making these episodes. And what do? You shared it to the world. But no, I would have done the exact same thing. I would have opened it the moment I stepped out of the classroom. This is what the note said. "Dear Terrence, you piece of Oh my God. What an awful start. How are you gonna just sleep with me, get me pregnant, and then go into hiding? Grandpa, what did you do? Did you tell your granddaughter that she has 3 other cousins? Did you tell her that her grandfather is a player? Did you tell her that her grandfather owes her teacher $250,000 that he borrowed and gambled on football? Oh my God, he keeps going. You should tell her all of this. When you're done telling her all of this, you should pay child support for the 3 kids you put into me. Here's my number. I still love you. Oh my God. Oh my God, that is insane. Stapled to the back of the letter was a Polaroid picture of Miss Sylvia completely naked. Miss Sylvia, get up. What are you doing? Hey, listen, shooters shoot. Okay, she's about to get child support payments. She's about to get her money back from when she gave him this loan of $250,000. And she's about to get her mans back. So hopefully your active grandmother is okay with this because it sounds like Miss Sylvia's coming for blood. Yeah, if I were a guessing man, I'd go back into hiding. Obviously, I told my parents about it and they talked to the school and Miss Sylvia got fired. I hope this is crazy enough to make it into episode 58 of Classroom Horror Stories. In what world is that not crazy enough? Do you think there's crazier than that? Yeah, no, if I was your grandfather, I would move to a remote island that no one can find. I would live off the grid immediately. Oh my God, you didn't even give me your name. I wouldn't give you the name either because that is gonna end up being on an episode of Maury. Yikes. Oh my God, I thought my family was twisted up. Well, thank you for writing in. Let's get away from that immediately. All right, here we go. Hello and good day to the Walmart brand Jim Carrey. When it rains, it pours. You all are getting way too creative with these little story intros. Sick of you. I have a story I think you're gonna absolutely love from when I was in elementary school. My school had a fun club where we baked different things after school. It was the baking club. We would get together after school and make cookies and cupcakes. It was actually a lot of fun being a kid and being able to go cook. A few months into the club, we had a little competition to see who could make the best baked goods at their house on their own. There was one kid in the class named Spencer, who was almost always causing problems in the class. He was told to join the baking club as a punishment for getting into a fight during recess. Not the kid being put into a 12-step program in elementary school. They thought that baking and spending time with kids who were not starting fights would be helpful for him. It makes sense if you think about it, right? It should work. This was not helpful for him. I fear I might have been Spencer when I was a kid. Almost every cooking club meeting, he would cause some type of drama. One time he tried to start a food fight in the class and he tried to stab the teacher with a fork. What? Come again? What? He was just an all-around troublemaking kid. Well, Spencer was in the contest as well. When we all came in on Monday after school, we brought in our baked goods from home. Our teacher, our principal, and 2 other administrators would be the judges for this contest. Each of the judges would cut into the baked goods and see how the inside of them was cooked, and then they would try them. Spencer's turn came up and he brought what looked like a loaf of bread. Our principal started cutting into the very beginning of the loaf of bread and cut straight through it. The principal noted that the texture of the bread was a little weird and the coloring was kind of off. No, just don't. Just don't do it. Please don't do it. He took a bite of the bread.
Ah, Christ.
No, this can't go well, right? It can't. Okay. When he took a bite of the bread, he kind of shrugged his shoulders and said it's not horrible. The next judge tried to cut into the middle of Spencer's loaf of bread and was having trouble cutting through as he got halfway into the loaf. The bread started kind of falling apart, and in the middle of the loaf of bread was a full-sized rat.
Oh my God. Why?
If this story does not end with Spencer being in a maximum security facility for the rest of his life, I'm going to burn my laptop. Spencer had cooked a rat into a loaf of bread and served it to our principal and teachers. When the principal saw why the piece he ate was discolored, he immediately started throwing up and ran out of the room. I would cease to exist. I would pass out and I would never wake up. Spencer got kicked out of the school and I'm pretty sure he moved because we've never heard of him since. That's not enough. I need to know where Spencer is. I need to know what is around Spencer so that I can know he'll never get his hands on anything like this again. Spencer needs to be watched by the FBI. I hope you have a good day, Mr. Lorax. I was going to have a really nice day, but now I have to edit this story immediately after filming this. And I'm gonna have to read this again, and I'm gonna have to watch myself react to this. That is the most horrific thing I think I've ever heard. Nothing like this should happen inside of a school. Oh my God. No teacher in the world gets paid enough to experience something like that. There's no therapist that can treat the effects of that. Oh, I hated that. Oh, God, I hated that. You know what I'm immediately wondering, and I shouldn't have to wonder? Do you think that the rat was alive when Spencer found it? Do you think this was like a homicide, then horrific thing to do situation? Or do you think he found it on... Ugh. If this doesn't prove to you that mental health is important, I don't know what will. Okay, well, you could be anywhere. You could have not listened to these stories, and you could have lived a happy, pleasant existence for the next couple of days, but you decided to take in this information. You made the active decision to listen to this. You could have turned it off. No one was stopping you from turning off the video, okay? If you listen to that last story and you actually want more of this series, I'm worried for you, okay? I fear for your safety if you watched this entire episode, enjoyed it, and want more. Don't comment saying you want more. I don't want to know who in the world saw this and enjoyed it because it's gonna ruin my life. This is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand quickly. I'm gonna tell myself that that story is not true. I'm deciding that. That's a mental decision that I'm making for myself in my own mental health. And I hope you do the same. I hope that next week when the next episode comes out, you're like, maybe not, but I know you. You know you, and I know you know I know you. We're both gonna be there, aren't we? All right, well, enjoy your weekend. I'll see you on Monday for the No One Asked for This podcast, and I'll probably see you next week for another episode of this dumpster fire. Bye, guys.